Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all are having a good day. In this video, I'm going to be making a tier list of all of the rank 2 USA planes in War Thunder. I have recently spaded some of these, and the ones that I haven't recently spaded, I did about 7 months ago, so I have a somewhat good memory of how these planes performed. We're gonna start with the fighters, and then we're gonna end with the bombers. And if you disagree with me at any point in this video, let me know in the comments, because I'm curious to know what you guys think. If you end up enjoying this video, drop me a sub, it will really help me out, and also give this video a like. I hope you guys enjoy, thank you. Okay, so starting off with the F4, F3. This thing has 450 cals in the wings, which is pretty good for 2.3. It's not amazing, but it's not bad at all. And this thing also gets the option to drop a 500-pound bomb, which is great for ground RB. And it's at a low enough BR where the poor performance isn't the end of the world. The performance isn't very good, but you kind of come across like pretty bad players most of the time, so it's not the end of the world. So with that being said, I'm going to put it in average. Okay, and now moving on to the F4, F4. I don't like this plane. It sits at 3.0, but it's almost no better. In fact, it's worse in some spots than the F4, F3. It gets 2 extra 50 cals in the wings, but it loses the 500-pound bomb, and it gets replaced with a 100-pound bomb. And the performance is essentially the same. I'm gonna put it in just bad. I didn't enjoy it, but it's not completely useless. Okay, moving on to the F6, F5. This thing gets a 2,000-pound bomb drop, basically a nuke at 3.3. It also gets a much more powerful engine than these two. It stays with the 650 cals. It's a pretty significant performance upgrade from the F4Fs, and you also get like a whack of stuff that you can put on this thing for ornaments and ground RB. And in air RB, it does okay. It gets outperformed by quite a few things, but these two basically get outperformed by everything. And this thing can hold its ground a little better. So I'm going to put this one in average as well, just because it's kind of like this thing, but beefed up to 3.3 with better performance. Okay, and moving on to the F4 UA1 and the F4 UA1 USMC. These planes are literally identical, except the 1A gets a bomb drop and this one does not. They both have 650 cals. They both have the same engine. I think the USMC has slightly better performance. Maybe it weighs a tiny bit less, but besides that, they're the exact same plane. They're really good in a dive and they have quite good energy retention. So that being said, I'm going to put them both in average, with this one just being a tiny bit better because of the bomb drops. And I'm also going to move this one into first place. Okay, and now for the F4U1D. I actually thought this thing had a better engine, but it has the same engine as these two, and it can also carry bombs. They're basically identical planes, so I'm gonna keep it with these ones. I just put this one first because it's a 2.7. Enough said about those. Okay, so moving on to the two P-38s. Both of these planes get an air spawn, which is always super awesome to have. They both get a 120mm cannon and 450 cals. These things are pretty great energy fighters because they're really fast, and you're usually above people when you do get into combat. Neither of these can really carry any ornaments. I think the G1 gets a couple rockets maybe, but I'm not a big fan of rockets, so I don't use them. Maybe I gotta learn how to use them someday. I'm just not very good with them. But anyways, so these two are pretty similar, except the P-38 G1 has a little more power, but to be honest, I'm gonna put them both in great. They're awesome planes. Okay, moving on to the P-39s. Both of these planes have the same engine. Their performance is really, really good in AirRB, flight model wise. Both have this nasty 37mm that shoots really fast, and you can get some really fun kills with it. They both have bomb drops for ground RB, nothing crazy though. The only difference between them is they both get 4 7.62s, but this one gets the 250 cals as well. So this one's slightly better. I'm gonna put this one in amazing. This one this plane performs so good for 2.7. I'm actually going to put both of them in amazing. This one's just slightly worse. Okay, moving on to the P400. This thing gets an insane amount of firepower for 2.0. It gets a 20mm cannon, 450 cals, and 4 7.62s. It also gets a bomb drop. I think just one. You might be wondering why this thing's all the way down at 2.0. It's because the performance of this thing is not good. The flight model just feels really heavy, and maybe all those guns are weighing it down. I don't know. But basically, you have to get as much altitude as you can and then just work your way down. But if you ever get in a sustained fight, you're pretty screwed. Yes, it can be fun because of the firepower, but it's actually not that good. So I'm going to put it in bad, but almost average. If it had slightly better performance, I'd put it in average. And I'm actually going to move this thing down to pain. I hate this thing. Okay, moving on to the F2A3. This thing is super fun to play. It has really good performance for 2.3, and it gets 450 cals, I believe, and it also gets 100-pound bombs. It outperforms so many things if you play it right. You can turn in it, you can boom and zoom in it. It's really, really good. And if you guys watch my last tier list video on the planes, I put its little brother in amazing, and I'm gonna do that with this thing too. It's so good. Okay, moving on to the P36G. I believe I put the P36C in amazing, and I'm probably gonna do that with this thing too. Main difference is that this one has an extra 50 cal and an extra 7.62, so it's just an upgrade on firepower, but it does have slightly worse performance, like the tiniest little bit. But I'm still gonna put it in amazing. It's a really good turn fighter, and you can boom and zoom low tier planes as well, so it's a really super solid plane, and yeah, I think it deserves that. Okay, next up are the two P40s. They both get 650 cals and bomb drop, so decent firepower at 2.7. It's nothing compared to like the NO or anything, but it's still enough. The only difference between these two is the performance is slightly better, has a better rate of climb and top speed, the F10. These planes are also kind of like the P36G, where they're just kind of good all around. You can kind of do anything in them. There's not too much more to say about these things. They're just good all around. I'm gonna put them in great. They're really strong, but I feel like these ones are stronger. Moving on to the P51C10. This is the first P51 that you get in the tech tree. It's got 650 cals, it's fast in a straight line. You don't really want to turn with it. It's kind of the same as every other P51 you're gonna get. It's a solid plane. It's good for boom and zooming. I just remember when I played it, I could not get a good game for the life of me, but that's probably more my fault than the plane's fault. You get a decent bomb load for ground RB as well, and I do believe this is a great plane, but I'm just not good in it. And this is my own opinion, so I'm going to put this thing in average. Even though it's probably great, but I'm going to put it in average because I sucked in it. Okay, and moving on to the attacker planes now, starting with the A36. This thing's almost like a P51, except it's slower, but it gets better ground pounding abilities. It also gets gun pods, which have 450 cals in them, and then it also gets 650 cals alone. So you can get 1050 cals on this thing, which just shreds everything at 2.7. And that's how I played this thing in ARB, and I had a 6-kill game with it, so it works. I really like the A36, but it can be defeated performance-wise, so I'm going to put it in great. Okay, and now for the A20G25. This thing sits at 2.7. It gets 4 500-pound bombs, which is pretty fun in ground RB, because those do pretty well at 2.7. It also gets a 50 cal gunner in the back, which I always seem to get pretty lucky with when I don't aim it myself. It also gets 8 nose-mounted 50 cals, which is really good, but it's not very maneuverable, so it's kind of hard to get them on target. With all that being said, its flight performance is pretty bad, so it is a really cool plane, and it is fun in ground RB, but I would not bring this thing into air RB. But considering it is good in ground RB, I'm going to put it in, for an attacker, it's average. And while I'm here, I'm actually gonna move the P51C up to the top of average. So that's probably gonna make some people mad. Yeah, I'm happy with that so far. Moving on to the SB2C1C. These types of planes are some of my favorite. It's actually crazy what you can do with these things. Or maybe I've just been really lucky, but got like a 6-kill game in this and like a 4-kill game in this and air RB. And basically what you do is you strap on the gun pods and just kill everything because you get an air spawn really high up because you're a bomber, and these things turn really well, and they also have a ton of firepower in the front. So it's a perfect recipe for killing bombers and then moving your way down to the fighters, and then you can even ground pound with them at the end because they do get bombs. I just looked, and the 3.0 one doesn't get the gun pods. It's still good. It still gets 2 20mm cannons and 2 50 cals. So the 1C can be played the same as a C4, but the C4 is better at it. So with that being said, I'm gonna put this thing in average because it doesn't have the gun pods, so it takes a little longer to kill stuff. I'm gonna put this one in amazing. I love this plane. I have so much fun in it. Just such insane firepower mixed with the air spawn and the turning ability is just so good. This thing's definitely better than like A20G. And actually I'm gonna put the A20G in bad because I mean there's not much in bad, and This thing's not very good. Okay, moving on. We got the bombers. So American bombers are pretty special because they get frontal facing guns, which makes them like kind of be more versatile and be able to like hunt bombers down or maybe steal fighter kill. They're also like a little bit faster than your average bomber, I would say. So these things are pretty good. I had really bad games in them though, which kind of soured the taste in my mouth. However, the J1 and the J20 are essentially the same thing. I think they got 650 cals and then they can carry 3 2,000-pound bombs. They are really good planes. I just didn't play good in them. And then as far as the B-34 goes, it has I think just 150 cal, but honestly the flight performance of this thing is not that bad. But yeah, it just doesn't have the firepower or the bomb load compared to these things. As far as defensive armament goes, the B-34 doesn't have much. I think it has 250 cals. The B-25Js have a whole bunch of 50 cals. So the B-25Js are just better than the B-34, but at the end of the day, it is a bomber, so I can't put it super high. I'm gonna put this thing in bad, and then these ones in average. And yeah, I feel pretty good about this. It has been a while for some of these, so my memory could be a little off, but I think this is pretty accurate. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you disagree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, let me know. But anyways, this will be it for this video. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.